Hello everybody. So my name is Lardin. I've been presented, so I will go straight forward to the presentation. So this session is dedicated to banking in digital world, and especially how digital technology impacts banking infrastructure and how the banks can take benefits of this digital revolution, in order to provide more value, more convenience through self-service, and as well gain more efficiency on their side. What is clear now is that no industry in the world is immune to digital disruption. And of course, banking is part of them. So we can see that banking is at the forefront of the digital revolution. Disruption is there and will happen. On the opposite, digital technology should be taken as a key asset and a real driver for these banks to provide more services and to improve their services toward their customers. Perhaps still not really recognized in the banking sector. We can see it's not really at the high level, but bank will, in the next couple of months, will recognize that this digital revolution can really help them to revolution their customer service. There are 5 main trends that are determining the bank digitalization strategy. These 5 trends are either some threat, either some opportunities, but for sure all of them are important to be taken in consideration during the bank digitalization. The first one is mobility. The interface between the consumers and the banks are digital, and the mobile is at the heart of this digital interaction. No need to tell you that number of mobiles are going more and more, are increasing a lot. So mobile is clearly a key point of this strategy in digitalization. The second is that with the consumer is becoming more and more exigent, more and more demanding in terms of services, and especially when it regards to the Y generation, the millennials. This generation especially is really expecting seamless customer experience, and they are really becoming hard to meet in terms of expectations. The third trend is a fraud. Digitalization can bring opportunity, but can bring threats as well. Fraud is one of them. No need to tell you that the CNP fraud today represents more and more percentage of the global fraud, nearly 60% in Europe now, and it will continue to increase due to this new digitalization world. So fraud needs to be taken in consideration in this strategy for the bank. Fourth one is the disintermediation. More and more companies, from fintechs, startup to big giants, are proposing now new services, new payment services. Banks need to, and thanks to all this new digital technology. So banks really need to take this as well in consideration in their strategy. The last one, but not the least, is more the regulation. We saw in the previous presentation or in the previous panels earlier in the afternoon, the impact of regulation. It's very important to take this in account. Regulation can affect or can modify the traditional sources of business, of revenue of the banks. We have a clear example in Europe where the new Payment Service Directive, PSD2, will be applied from next year, where we have some impact on the way issuers need to act with their consumers, the interchange fees, for example, etc. So taking advantage of this digital revolution to boost, the issuer need to really look at how they can take advantage to boost their main 4 objectives. What are these main 4 objectives? The first one is really to stay ahead, to keep pace with innovation and drive new revenue stream. How can digitalization help them to drive more revenue by increasing transaction? Digital transaction, the fact that you can have multiple interaction between the customer and the payment means, with mobile phone, with wearable, with card, will help to increase this transaction. How digitalization can help banks to improve efficiency by automatization of process, for example. The third one, which is a bit the one I want you to decline the next slide, the consumer digital journey. How the digitalization can help issuer to drive new consumer journey, new digital consumer journey, and enhance the customer experience. And in between all these objectives, banks need to keep in mind that trust is at the heart of everything. So how to enhance the security of their services, how to ensure that the services are secure from the core to edge services. If we zoom now on the consumer journeys, digitalization will help transforming this journey definitively from a long, complex, manual, paper-to-day journey towards a more instant, convenient, digital, consistent, and multi-channel journey. And this transformation of the journey will benefit for both the issuers, the banks, that will be able to accelerate the time to cash, to improve the customer stickiness, but as well will allow this consumer to benefit from new convenient and fast enrollment services, more in line with their demanding requests, like the millenniums I mentioned. So what is an enrollment journey, and how digital revolution can help to enhance this enrollment journey? If we look in more detail, banks need to have different solutions to allow this digital journey. The first one is the identification. Whatever the channel, on mobile, on tablet, on PC, on kiosk, in the branch, there is a know your customer process, a KYC process to be set in place. So this is a key part for identification and the first part. The second where banks need to implement some solution is the enrollment. And the enrollment, again, on multiple channels, on the different channels. What type of data I should provide, select some payment package, create the payment means, whatever it is, a card, a wearable, a mobile wallet, choose all the security features, especially like the PIN, how I should retrieve the PIN, choose my payment device, and eventually enroll for e-commerce and authentication. All these services need to be available on the different channels in order to ensure a full digital journey. This comes to the delivery of the payment means, and then to the next step, which is the opening of the account and the reception of the payment. The reception of the PIN code on top of the payment mean is a key point as well. How digitalize it? How ensure that I can have a smooth distribution of this PIN code and all the security features in a secure manner? Again, on the different channels, deliver a PIN by SMS, deliver a PIN by web services, deliver a PIN by in-apps. That's the key point. Finally, your customer is ready to pay and to go in the merchants. So these 5 steps journey are key to be considered in order to, again, enhance, have a quickest and fastest delivery of payment means to the end user. And again, taking in consideration the full ecosystem, the full channels. Obviously, once you have your payment mean, you can pay securely on the multi-channel, whatever it is in shops, in the mobile, on the web, in app. All this device needs to be securely enrolled. Obviously, on top of payment, digitalization allows the bank to provide multi-services, like banking services, secure banking services, and on top of that, to manage all the different data that need to be provided. And on top of that, provide some other payment services like transfer, in-bank branches, mobile transfer, phone transfer, etc. So all this, both for the enrollment as well for the engagement, need and require a set of solutions supported by the different channels. So now we can raise a question. Is digital banking will be the end of the bank branches? I mentioned in the previous slide that we can use the mobile phone, we can use on PC. I can do that. I can do my KYC and my enrollment from home. Why should I need a bank branches? So let's take a parallel example. If you look at what Apple is doing in all these stores, even if Apple is at the forefront of the digitalization with their device, they're still opening every day some stores in all the cities of the world. So we can say that even Apple is doing that. Why? And in fact, we realize that for all the services linked to emotion, linked to complexity, linked to high value, the consumer still needs some interaction, some physical interaction, some support from stakeholders. So if we do this parallel, we can say that banking is as well emotional. Banking is as well complex. Banking is as well high value. That's why we think that the consumer, depending on the consumer, obviously, but some of the consumer will really prefer, even if they are changing little by little, will still require proximity and support from their bank branches. And we think that this is something important because bank branch is really a key asset for the incumbent banks, especially in regard to what I said earlier on regarding the new trends, the new ecosystem that is going to be built with new actors like fintech, like GAFA, that are proposing new services for payment. So there is today, thanks to the traditional banking issuing, an asset in the bank that are the bank branches. So let's think about having a bank branch converting into more bank store. And for that, we need some solutions. So I just want to show you a short video that presents you what can be implemented in the bank. So this is an enrollment process based on kiosk that can be done on the same way at home on a phone, but as well on a kiosk in a bank branch. And the combination of both channels, home channel and kiosk in the bank branch channel, will provide the full services and full convenience for the end user. So let's see the video now. Thank you very much. It was just to illustrate what we can do in terms of this digitalization for customer convenience, both on bank branches, but as well from home. We are happy to see you all this demonstration on our booth in the exhibition. Thank you very much.